eu deixei de ser o seu amor e fã. Do lado do Maracanã, eu deixei de ser o seu amor e fã. Eu já sabia que era o fim. Ai, que pena que você mentiu pra mim. Sabia que era o fim. Ai, que pena que você mentiu pra mim. Começar o caso é simples. Gostou, não pôde evitar. Mas com medo de sofrer, escondeu tudo que sentia. Do lado eu esperei, todo amor não demonstrado. Aguentei o que dava, fiz de tudo, ganhei nada. Eu deixei de ser o seu amor e fã. Eu deixei de ser o seu amor e fã. Eu já sabia que era o fim. Que pena que você mentiu. Sabia que era o fim. Que pena que você mentiu pra mim. Quando eu tentei se separar, falou bravo, reclamou. Nem o que eu dizia. Oh, delayed. Okay. I don't care. Do Maracanã, eu deixei de ser o seu. Do lado do Maracanã, eu deixei de ser o seu amor. Eu já sabia que era o fim. Ai, que pena que você mentiu. Sabia que era o fim. Ai, que pena que você mentiu pra mim. Olha, não é melhor começar outra vida leve, outra chance pra se amar. E choro. Very good. Here we go. Se repensar, quem mentiu abertos vai passar, não ter lugar. Foi do lado do Maracanã, eu deixei de ser seu amor e fã. Do lado do Maracanã, eu deixei de ser o seu amor e fã. Eu já sabia que era o fim. Ai, que pena que você mentiu pra mim. Sabia que era o fim. Ai, que pena que você mentiu pra mim. Foi do lado do Maracanã. Ai, meu bem, que pena. Do lado do Maracanã, vem ouvir a voz de quem canta. Eu já sabia que era o fim. Mentiu no coração. Sabia que era o fim. De quem viveu uma ilusão. Foi do lado do Maracanã. Eu deixei de ser seu amor. Eu deixei de ser seu amor. Eu sabia que era o fim. Ai, pena que você mentiu pra mim. Sabia que era o fim. Ai, pena que você mentiu.
Yay!
That was a good opening.
Fantastic! Wow, that was a first. Get me up dancing, you know.
An exercise. That was a morning exercise.
That was good. I liked that. I'm going to do that from now on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So my guest, Katia. Wait a minute. Hold on. Katia Moraes.
Very good. Very good.
I practiced for a while, yeah, with a little tutoring from Katia.
Actually, my husband tutoring.
Oh, okay.
Because he is the one that explained to everybody. Okay, think more ice. And then put a sh at the end. More ice. But, you know, there is always someone that says wrongly, you know, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
or any place.
Yeah.
And the first name too is Katia.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, my name is not Katia.
But even I would say Katia instead of Katia.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
This, without the explosion on the T, right? The
Yeah.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah, Portuguese is a funny language.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really beautiful language.
They say Spanish is the way you write, is the way you pronounce. In Portuguese, it's not. Like
Yeah.
a G, the D for us sounds like G.
Yeah.
Like bom dia
Yeah.
sounds like a G instead of a D.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a little like English, probably. English is supposed to be one of the hardest languages, right? Because of how it's spelled.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know
what they
which
say.
one. Chinese is horrible, isn't it?
Chinese,
I
German.
mean, not horrible, but German too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much. I remember being on tour with this guy. He was born in Germany, but living in Amsterdam. And I was going to LA Valley College for some classes, I think. And some of the songs that the teacher had us to do them in a classical way was in German. So I was so excited. I taped it and I sent to him, and he laughed and said, Kátia, you'll never speak German. And I was like,
That's funny. Well, to me, what is so intriguing is that there's a lot of Japanese who live in Brazil, and
Yeah.
the Japanese speaking Portuguese is kind of. I think that should be really an interesting process.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the biggest colony, right, of Japan, outside of Japan. It's Brazil, São Paulo, especially.
Wow.
I was talking to Cecilia Noel the other day from Peru, and they have an incredible amount of Chinese immigrants,
Ah,
including they have a special food there that is based on Cantonese food. And they have a special name and everything in Peru.
wow. That's so cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Because this is the future of the world, this whole mix.
Yeah.
You know, I keep thinking about what's going on right now and racism and everything. How can we change the way we see the world and each other? And I always think about Blade Runner
Yeah.
movie. I always go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, it's the science fiction. This is starting to be conscious about science fiction becoming really our reality from now on.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it has to be going that way. It might not go all the way to Blade Runner, hopefully. But but yeah, definitely headed that way. I mean, obviously this is a moment of huge change, and it might not happen overnight, but it's going to happen like in the next 5 or 10 years. There's going to be significant change on the planet,
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting the part that you and I play in it. This is our job, our responsibility, because this is what we do as artists. So
Actually, since you said that, in this little card here that you're gonna receive one is the Brazilian Arctic Arts,
yes.
and this is my Singer Series collection. On the back, there is always a quote, and the quote for this one is, "This world needs a magic touch. This is why we are here making art, to light up the spaces in between cultures."
Nice. We're like the connecting glue. Yeah, that's great.
Art.
Who was that quote from?
Mine.
Really?
Is the only one. It's the first one that I did. Yeah. It's the first one that I did, quoting myself. All the other cards have different, musicians, singer-songwriters, and anything, each one of them. But this was the first one that I decided to put a quote of mine,
Yeah, can you show us the cards and hang out on each card for a moment? This is Katia's artwork.
Yeah, it's part of the singer-songwriters card collection.
Right.
This one.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that fabulous? Ooh.
This one says, when I'm sweet, otherwise I burn like a hot pepper.
You have to move back a little bit.
This one is by Elis Regina, the quote.
Okay.
My big idol. This is another one.
Oh, that is so gorgeous.
And this is ours, actually, talking about artists being like an antenna on your head.
Yeah.
Tuning into the universe.
Wow.
And this quote says, nobody comes into the world for a vacation. I came with a mission to sing. And this one is from Clara Nunes, that I pay homage to her a few years back.
From who did you say?
Clara Nunes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, it is, we need to be strong. We need to have guts. We need to have determination, always. It's a quote by a song by Milton Nascimento and Fernando Brandt.
Beautiful.
Milton Nascimento is
yeah,
black guy. This one.
Oh, wow.
This one says, I need to learn the mysteries of the river to navigate you. This is a quote from a song by Joyce and Mauricio Maestro.
Boy, that's beautiful.
And this one here.
Oh.
This one says, an Indian will descend from a bright, colorful star. It's from Caetano Veloso.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
I sent all my last purchases
Hey.
out, but I don't know if I might actually frame these. They're really beautiful.
Thank you. You can buy the original if you want. I'm selling.
Yeah, but my problem is that I like too many of them. So I don't know. But where can people buy them? I'm going to write this down.
You can go to my website. That's katiamoraes.com. And there is a page on my website that is Brazilian Heart Art and -shop. So if you go to my website, you just go there and find where it says Brazilian Heart Art and Shop.
Okay.
I just put some images there, some information how to get it if you want. It's easy,
Yeah. Okay.
And you can buy 4 or 5 cards. I mean, reinventing myself here, Cathy.
I can, yeah, man. Yeah. I totally get it. But you've obviously been doing art for a long time, right?
Actually, no. My husband and I moved to a new home about 10 years ago. And when I got here, that's outside of LA, about 45 minutes or something like that, that's when the market started to be a little funky to me. And not only that, my band of 14 years, Samba Guru, had split. We decided to stop. And so I was like, where am I going? I didn't know exactly where to go. So I would sit here every day after dinner with my hubby. And I would get a piece of paper and just do whatever until I finish, that I feel like that I finish. And I did that for maybe 2 months or something like that. And when I finished it, I had probably like 70
wow.
drawings, just using Sharpies, colorful Sharpies, and that's it. And I said, oh my God. And then a show was coming up. So I decided to do an exhibition and a show. And I did that at Brazil Cultural Center. That was the first time. This is 2012 or 13, something like that. Oh, wow. So I was trying to put it out.
I have a friend, Kathy Cousins, who's from Detroit, who a lot of people on, watching probably know. She's a really talented singer, kind of soul singer. And she got into painting, I don't know how long ago, 10 or 15 years ago. And what she does now is, you might add this into your ball of wax, she actually paints during the gig.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
last time she was here and I set up a gig for her and with Mitch Foreman. And Mitch was soloing and she actually painted. And she didn't just, it wasn't just crappy. It was like, it was a real great painting, you know. She's really good and she has created these events where that she sells herself painting and performing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I had seen people doing that, actually not being the artists themselves. They would play and there was an artist doing that.
Yeah.
And I had an idea to incorporate it into the Brazilian Heart Celebration, the musical that I created, you know, 9 years ago. And this last one, I had this idea and then I put it aside because it wasn't the right time, but maybe the time is coming.
That's right. Because as you said, we're reinventing ourselves, right?
Yes, yes, we are.
um,
And you know, you see the thread right behind me. That's where I did the exhibition, the live exhibition here on Facebook.
yes.
Was here in my backyard.
I saw that. It's great. There's somebody else who I have a piece by him too. He's a Latin jazz singer. Little kind of son. I mean, he's definitely Latin jazz, but a little more commercial. I can't remember. And he's a really good artist. His color use is similar to yours. It's really quite. At one point, I'll go get the picture that I have of his. It's really nice. But it's so beautiful to see. I love that you're doing it. It's just, it's a natural expression of yourself, and it makes me want to reach for it. You know, it's really quite beautiful.
Thank you. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, of course, your music is equally, and you've been doing your music for so much longer, and you've committed so much of your life to your music. So let's talk about that.
Okay. It's funny because my sister is an art therapist.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I've been really working on a few things myself. I've been introduced to some body therapies recently, and I like, for instance, I forget the name of it, but there's something like this. You do this, and other part, like you can do it to anywhere in your body, but this especially. Also, there's these like you just hold your shoulders, and there's Japanese medians that you can hold your fingers and different parts, you know.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about tapping?
Tapping, yes, I have.
Exactly. That work based on the meridians, you know, of your body. So you tap, right? On the meridians. It's interesting. I like all.
It's very interesting. But what's even, for me personally, what's cool, I mean, some people wouldn't like this, but I do. I've always been intrigued by finding stuff out about myself, you know, and kind of dealing with it and blowing it off. But so these body things I feel like they've been kind of opening up certain things. And I just had my own vocal lesson yesterday.
Hi, welcome. Nice to meet you.
That's Katia.
Who?
Katia.
Katia.
Thank you for saying that right way.
In Italy?
No, Brazil.
It could be. You got it. You got the vibe.
Cool.
Ciao.
So, so I took a lesson, and thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ching.
And all this stuff, because I've been working on this body stuff, and because I love my teacher and I'm very open, I'm trusting of him.
Mm-hmm.
I had all these interesting feelings come up yesterday.
Oh.
I had fear and discomfort and like a holding. I had all of this really interesting stuff. And yeah, it was really interesting. And I'm just, I'm going to keep doing it because I really I want to get free.
Explore what's coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
It reminds me of something, how touch is important right now. And for some people that are, like I have a friend, my husband and I in Florida, a couple, and she lost her husband. And as soon as she got out of the hospital, there was the pandemic. She couldn't touch anybody, nobody could touch her. It was so hard on her. And she was trying to find a therapist, someone to talk with, and she couldn't find anyone.
Oh my God.
Everybody wants to do online. And then finally she found someone coming from Ohio, whatever, that just moved to Florida where she lives, and that would come and see her, that she could, physically be there. And now she is happier, but it's a risk, but God, how important it is.
I actually have several friends in the same predicament. I have one of my dear friends passed away, like as COVID was, escalating, and his wife, they're both friends of mine from Boston days, and she couldn't get any, there was no hugs available. I mean, talking on the phone is one thing. I did see her last week. We went to the park and we were all covered and we didn't touch, and I mean, she cried, and we could look each other in the eyes, but touch is really,
oh my God,
such an important part
of Can you wait just 1 second?
Sure.
1 second. I'm not going to the bathroom.
That's okay. I was just going to mention too that my friend Dolores Scozzesi has a person, a friend of hers, who actually does hug therapy and literally lies down with you and hugs you. That's it, just hugs,
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, I was just mentioning this hug therapy from a friend I know, who uses a therapist who literally lays down with you and hugs you. That's all.
Oh my God.
And you just get hugged.
Yeah, there is an Indian lady, I forgot the name now, that was very popular years ago, and she came to the United States. She goes all over the world, and she hugs people.
I know. I remember seeing a video on that. That was, she's very, and she's not old. She's kind of on the young side.
Exactly. And do you remember movement years back too? People go into the streets with a sign, hugs free hugs.
My girlfriend did that, who is definitely a hugger. And I actually wanted to do that, and we just never kind of moved into that. But I wanted to do that too. Now, of course, it's going to be a few years probably.
Oh my God. I love that idea.
My friend Sandy Cummings is asking this question, but I know the answer. But she said, does she know that her music is not available on CD Baby anymore? Now, maybe that's
no, I didn't.
Maybe you have to pick that on your website, because I had to. And that's how I found out that CD Baby has closed their online store. They're only sending out to stores and digital. So you probably want to look into that for your website, that, and change, like if you click to CD Baby, which I was doing. So now either sell it right off your website or Bandcamp. Or...
That's a good idea, because when I invented this thing about the cards, I put together a package that is, you receive a CD and a card. They come together.
Yeah.
So, and I was thinking about to do that. It's just a lot of things to do. But yeah, CD Baby closed for everybody, I guess, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes, the store. But it kills me that they didn't send out
to tell people.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that they're closing, but shit, they have all that whole database of clients.
Yeah.
Just send an email out.
That's a cool thing that you just said, to post it about that. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sandy, for mentioning
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you've been singing since you were a baby, I'm sure.
In the house, yes, right? I am going to play to you my first memory of something that moved me. And I was watching TV in Brazil, in Rio. And this singer, hopefully someone is going to remember the name when they listen to. And I saw her on TV when she came to Brazil to do a few shows. Let me play. Let me see where it is. Da-da-da. Play for me, beautiful. YouTube. Is it in YouTube?
Is it a YouTube? Do you want me to give you permission?
Oh, there is an entrance here. I'm sorry. That is this. Skip the ad.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on one second. I would like to give you advanced sharing options. All participants, one participant only who can share. So you can share. We can't hear you. We can't. No, can't hear you. You're going to have to.
Okay.
You're going to have to share this.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Okay.
You'll have to share the screen.
You can hear.
No, you have to share the screen.
But people can hear, but
No.
I know how to. I don't know how to share the screen.
Okay, go down below with your mouse.
Uh-huh.
Are you on a computer?
Yes.
Okay, do you see the share screen, the green button?
I
so
do.
Go there.
Okay.
You should be able to share it.
Share the screen. Here we go.
There you go.
Share this one.
Okay.
Aha. Thanks. And this.
No, still can't hear it. Oh my God. You will not believe this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, stop sharing your screen because we can't hear it. I'll have to do it from here. But I have to tell you something. You won't believe this.
Okay, let me go back here. Let me stop this.
Rita Pavoni, datemi. I'll go look for it.
Datemi un martello.
Okay, go. Stop. Yeah, there. Okay.
Okay.
And
don't share the screen anymore, or I am back.
You're back. This is.
I'm back. Okay, cool.
You won't believe this. Okay, so.
I don't know how to get back. Oh my God.
You are back. You're back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay.
No worries. Okay, so hold on, and I'm going to tell you something once I bring this up that you won't believe. So I'm going to share the screen now. Okay. And I want you to, if Rita Pavone, there it is. Okay.
That one, exactly.
Oops.
So you can imagine a little girl watching this on TV. I was really little.
Sì, 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 a quella smorfiosa con gli occhi dipinti che tutti quanti fan ballare lasciandomi a guardare. Che rabbia mi fa, che rabbia mi fa. E datemi un martello. Che cosa devo fare? Lo voglio dare in testa a chi non mi va, a tutte le coppie che stanno appiccicate, che vogliono le luci spente e le canzoni lente. Che noia mi dà, uffa, che noia mi dà.
Character. He's a character.
Datemi un martello.
You can stop it, fine.
Okay. She was so darn Adorable.
Yes, darn adorable. So kids, imagine, the kids were crazy.
Okay, you won't believe this. Oh, my friend said it's probably because you're wearing the headphones that we couldn't hear the music.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She is right. She's right. She is right.
Okay, see, it takes a tribe.
Yeah.
Okay, Katia, seriously, you're not going to believe this.
What?
Okay, when I was a little girl, my father and mother owned a theater in East Boston.
Oh.
And he had different people come in. I mean, the first Beatles movie was there, which I was about 10, and I went and I couldn't understand why all the girls were screaming. I was like, what's going on here? But do you know who came to the theater?
She did. Rita Pavone.
Rita Pavone.
Oh, wow.
I never forgot her name.
Can't be.
Did you
see the show? Did you watch
10 or 9 or 10, maybe 8, 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
We never forget those things. This is cool.
That's very connected, man.
Very cool. I love those. I love those things.
Wow.
So if you want to see a little bit of Kátia, crazy Kátia on stage in Brazil before I came here.
Yeah.
With a band that I had called O Espírito da Coisa.
Okay.
Let me see if I find. Let me see here. Okay, so I have to show this for you first, I guess, right?
Now you probably have to pull out your earphones.
I want to find another one because there is 2 of this and the second one is better. But I don't know exactly how to find that here. Let's see. Yeah, I can. Helps. Where is it?
Oh, you can hear the birds now.
Yes, I am surrounded by birds, and not only birds, but oh my God, you can't believe it.
Oh, man.
Okay, let me see if it plays now. But I have to share again the page, right?
Yeah.
Share.
Porque vocês misturam música e teatro. Como é que é misturar música e teatro e fazer, por exemplo, uma coisa como essa aqui?
Can you see it?
Yes.
É o seguinte, nós somos atores, né?
This is a TV program that was live on the beach. And they have like groups one after the other. And this is some editing that they did before when we are in the middle of everybody. And this is on stage. On the front is me, and then my friend, and then another friend. They're like a rock band, but very theatrical. Oh, actually, we were playing another song that I was expecting. Oh my God. And we were the only group that went on stage with bikinis and shorts. It was like summertime, was hot as hell. And I said, why? Why are we gonna go to the makeup?
Can't hear it though. Is there actually music or?
It's a rock group. Let me close this. How do I do that? How do I get out of here and see? Okay.
Yeah, we couldn't hear it, so I'll probably have to play stuff, if we want to play stuff.
But it was just wanted to show a little.
To show your craziness.
Exactly. I did crazy things, it's true. Young.
So, did you grow up in a freer type of household, or no? It's just a normal kind of
Very
upbringing.
normal. Actually, my mom was very Catholic. She was from Portugal. And she went from Portugal to Brazil when she was 2 years old. And she lived with her brother because she lost her mother when she was 2. And so she went to Brazil and lived with him. He used to live in the Amazon in the Manaus. And she went straight to the, how do you say, when you stay in school with the sisters.
Oh, like the convent?
It wasn't a convent, it was a school, but you stay there. You just
Okay.
go home on the weekends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like
That's
a
it. So
private.
she thought that she was going to be a sister, actually, a
Oh,
cat,
yeah.
But then when she was 18, she moved to Rio and met my father. And then that's it.
So, I mean, I'm sure you, as a child, you were performing and all that kind of stuff, right? And then, like in
Not
that,
when I was little.
no,
Just a very normal upbringing,
yeah,
going to school. And my mom put us on a little bit of piano, but didn't have the money to keep us there. So we, left and then went to just normal school. But I always like playing around and everything that was very ludic, that we call ludico, very magical. And I remember one of the first things that I wrote in school about what you want to be when you grow up, right? And
yeah.
I said, I want to be or a singer, a writer, or a dancer. So I always say today, I got those three together, That's what I did.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it took some time to get there.
yeah. So, how old were you in that video you were playing?
Say it again.
How old were you in that YouTube video?
And let's see. I was 23, 22.
So you were singing by then.
Yes.
Yeah. And so when did you actually realize that you were like doing it? You were actually committed.
Conscientiously,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it takes some time to understand that. Because I went for history, university.
yeah,
And when I was there, I did a course in theater. And I fell in love with theater, musical theater. So I gave up. I didn't finish history. And I started doing everything related to theater and singing and stuff.
uh,
So I would say this band is the first one that I would say, yes, this one, I think I'm doing it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Was there a style, like I know we've talked to Ted Falcon, who's actually on here, and I know that there was a certain genre that he was kind of committed to for a while, like choro, and um, so was there a style that you were drawn to, or were you just doing
No,
everything?
I was just doing, yeah, whatever touched me. This band was very unusual because the guy that composed everything grew up in the 60s. So everything was kind of rock and roll. And the main idea of the group was to be socially critical, politically critical. All the lyrics were funny and very, very critical. And the idea was to have actors singing. And that's exactly was his idea. Before that, I was singing with groups that were playing more like a music, popular music of Brazil.
Yeah,
So you have less rock and roll.
yeah,
And everything that I heard at home was less rock and roll. Like my parents, for example, they were playing like boleros or they were playing samba, but not rock and roll. Rock and roll came when we were teenagers, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it took some time. I believe that I started singing really Brazilian music when I moved to Los Angeles. That's how I see it.
That's interesting. Yeah. And so why did you move to LA?
Um, my husband then was coming to stay for a year at the Grove School of Music. Remember?
Yeah.
But
Sure.
nice.
Sure.
Exactly. So I came with him to stay for a year. And someone had to work. We need the money. So we had a friend that was in MI, and he brought us to a place in Venice called the Waterfront that had Brazilian music. So we went there. And when we got there, we saw this band playing Brazilian music. They were all American musicians with the singer from Brazil. And the guy that was organizing, his name is Bacari. So Bacari asked me, "Hi, you're just arriving." "Yes, I am." "What do you do?" "I sing." "You sing?" "Okay, give me your, card." And I didn't have a card. I just wrote my telephone number to him. And the guy from the band, the bass player that was the leader of the band, called me and said, "Do you have a demo tape?" I said, "Sure, I have a demo tape." So I gave to him. He called the next day and said, "That's it, you're hired." So I'm glad, because someone needed to work. We were going to school, but we had enough money just to go to school, but we didn't have money for anything else.
Yeah. Is Dan Brazilian as well?
Yeah, he was my first husband. Yeah, we had a band for a while. We have a duet in Brazil, because when my rock band ended and his rock band ended, we created a duet, what we call pocket show. And we started doing these pocket shows together, because he always comes from theater. And we created this show that was funny, just me and him, playing a lot of Brazilian music, traditional and stuff, and telling stories. And then finally he said, "I have the opportunity to go to LA to study." And I said, take it. So I came with him. And then I got this job working with this band that I told you. And was on lambada time. There was a lot of lambada going on at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? That's why there was so much work. The only day I would stop was Monday. But that's it. Every day there was a gig somewhere. And then when Mario finally, I think he finished school, he said, "Let's put our band together." So we did. It was called The Real Thing, Rio as a Rio de Janeiro.
Oh.
And then we started our band together. And then was playing more pop music, not only bossa, because when I got here, there was pretty much all bossa nova. That's it.
I'm sorry, what did you say? It was pretty much what?
Bossa nova.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And there is a part of the community, and us too, young people that like pop music, that has pop music being more Caetano, more Gilberto Gil, more even Lulu Santos, Djavan, that were mixing Brazilian music with funk, rock, whatever,
Yeah. You don't seem old enough to be going through that period. I feel like that period was a long time ago. But I mean, I don't know, because it might have been different in Brazil, from the time it came.
I am talking too much, and I'm sometimes going away from your question. So you
No,
just guide me.
It's okay. This is so casual. It's a hang, and we can talk about anything at any moment in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Watch out, ladies and gentlemen.
So it's good to ask you questions, just even for me too, because we haven't had a super close relationship, even though we like each other and we've seen each other and hung out. But actually, to tell you the truth, not many people, you don't sit around with a lot of people for 2 hours and find out about them. So
that's LA nature, you know people because of the gigs. That's why I'm doing the same thing in Instagram, right? That I created the Brazilian Heart Live. So because I wanted to be in touch with my friends from here, from Brazil, but artists. And then start like that. And now I'm like, oh my God, Monday through Friday, every day at 5 p.m., a different person. So I'm learning so much with my friends, you know, things that I didn't know, because it's always like a gig. You do a gig, you go for a sound check, you do a gig, blah, 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 you go home.
Yeah. Wait, so you know what? I'm sorry. I don't know if I even really knew, and I'm writing this down on a good piece of paper. So every day I'm
Monday through Friday,
down.
it's called Brazilian Heart Live on
Is
Instagram.
that's the site Brazilian Heart Live?
No, it's on Instagram. It's my page on Instagram that I call Brazil. Yeah, so the name actually on Instagram is Brazilian Heart Music Katia Moraes, all together.
Okay, so let's see. Brazilian, I'll write that down too in this, but Brazilian Heart
Music Katia Moraes.
Okay, and so and that's on Instagram, and every Monday through Friday Pacific
5 p.m. Yeah,
5,
PDT. Yeah.
5 to what?
Normally it's like an hour and a half. Like Instagram cuts after an hour. So I go back again and I talk a little bit more.
Okay.
So today actually is Ricky Pantoja, the pianist arranger. And on Friday is going to be Flora Purim.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I feel even more connected. You and I have the same kind of thing going on, man. Isn't that wild? Okay, on
cool.
Instagram, Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Brazilian
Heart Music.
Brazilian
Moraes.
Heart.
But the name of the thing is Brazilian Heart Live.
Okay.
But people has to, of course, follow me to be able to see it.
Okay. Interviews. And you're basically interviewing Brazilians or?
No, it can be someone too that has a Brazilian heart.
Oh.
Like an interview last week, Cecilia Noel from Peru.
Uh-huh.
And she is one of the first ones that I actually performed here in Los Angeles. I have great respect for her.
Is everybody a musician or?
Yeah, she is a singer-songwriter.
Okay, so everybody's a musician.
Not really. I did holistic healer, photographer. What else? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. Okay, I'm going to be going there. That's exciting.
It is, and it's informal too. It's very laid back, and I go deep.
You do?
Some of them say, Kátia, it sounds like a therapy. And I said, yeah, I like that.
Now, here's an important question. What language do you all speak?
It depends on if the person feels comfortable in Portuguese, and the majority of people that live in Brazil wants to be in Portuguese. If they live here, then we speak in English. So Ricky Pantoja, for example, live here. So today is going to be in English.
Okay, cool. Great. That's fun. It's great. Yeah, that'll be on, I'm sure, on my list of my favorite things. Yeah, I have a small list actually.
But again, coming back, we are our way to keep in touch with people, because we didn't, we realize, right, that it can be really shallow.
Yeah.
We think that we are artists, that we are maybe a little deeper, but in our day by day doing these gigs, going here and there, we are always rushing in the car, in the airport, in the hotel, and then doing this and this and that. We don't develop relationships. Yeah.
And it used to be when I was younger, I would hang out after the gig, several hours.
Go have dinner late.
Yeah, right. I have a few friends who do that, but I usually peter out at some point. I'm like, well, I really got to get home,
Plus, we used to do that more too.
Yeah.
And finding a place that is open too.
Well, yeah, in the old days, it was easier,
In another state, yes, but here is.
Yeah, it's a pretty early town, isn't it? Yeah. So okay, so I wanna play something from YouTube of you
All right.
in more current situation. Let's see, and let's see. Katia Moraes, singer, yes, it's you. Okay, so there's a promo video.
Mhm.
Um, you tell me any of these a little more current?
The more current is the promo video.
Okay, let's watch that. Let me see. Does it? Okay, good. Oh.
Baiana que entra no samba e só fica parada. Não canta no samba, não mole nem nada, não sabe deixar a mocidade louca. Baiana é aquela que entra no samba de qualquer maneira, que mexe, remexe, dá nó nas cadeiras, deixando a moçada com água na boca. Baiana que entra no samba, só fica parada. Não canta no samba, não mole nem nada, não sabe deixar a mocidade louca. Baiana é aquela que entra no samba de qualquer maneira, que mexe, remexe, dá nó nas cadeiras, deixando a moçada com água na boca. Mas a falsa baiana, quando entra no samba, ninguém se incomoda, ninguém bate palma e ninguém abre a roda, ninguém grita oba, samba Bahia assim, ó. A gente gosta quando uma baiana requebra direitinho, revira os olhinhos e diz eu sou filha de São Salvador. Fica bem. Mas a falsa baiana, quando entra no samba, ninguém se incomoda, ninguém bate palma, ninguém abre a roda, ninguém grita oba, samba Bahia assim, ó. A gente gosta quando uma baiana requebra direitinho, revira os olhinhos e diz sou filha de São Salvador. Mas a gente gosta quando uma baiana requebra direitinho de cima e embaixo, revira os olhinhos e diz eu sou filha de São Salvador. Quero ouvir!
Oh man, that is fabulous. Oh, Faye is here too. On the
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Faye is here. Oh, that's a great picture too. Okay.
Yeah, that's the first one that I did of me. So yeah, this
Yeah.
I love them.
Okay, so sorry, I'm just getting my phone so I can turn them off when they ring. So this is high tech. Okay, so I have so much to say.
Ah, say.
So first of all, first and foremost is joy. That's the first. I mean, your joy is overwhelming and beautiful, and I don't know if you sing about only joyous things, but gee,
No, not really. Yeah.
I mean, that song's got to be about something joyful, right? Love or life or what
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
What is it about?
Well, this one is not mine, but it's a classic. Falsa Baiana is a story. There's two composers that used to go to this bar in downtown Rio long time ago, and they threw a carnival ball, and those two composers came to the carnival ball with their wives. One of them came, and the wife was a very shy person. She had the costume on and everything, but she was really shy. So the other composer looked at it, observed it, thought that was really funny, and went back home and wrote the song because she was dressed as a baiana, someone from Bahia with a very big dress, but she didn't behave like one. So he went back home and wrote a song called Falsa Baiana, False Baiana. It was a joke. And I
Yeah,
love the song. I think it's cute.
it's kind of maybe yeah. Anyway, that was really great. Okay, and the dancing. Well, I mean, there's so much about Brazilian music, and you know, even somebody like me who's like, really into music and jazz but has never really been to Brazil, and then meeting a bunch of Brazilians and getting the music under my skin, and the pieces that make the Brazilian music to me are fascinating. And I mean, we had Ted on a few weeks ago, and man, he was really yeah, deep into the whole thing, and the instruments and the beats and yeah, it was wonderful to talk to him. And but so I don't know. This is kind of a very vague general question. Could you expound a little bit about Brazilian music in general?
It is funny because I think Ed, Ted, when we go, uh, he's like a researcher. So when he went to Brazil, he immersed, and more than that, he's a musician. He played an instrument. For me, everything is like went through my pores and went inside. I didn't have like exactly an education, a music education, and he did. So he has a way of explaining things. Even when I interviewed him to an Instagram,
Yeah.
he said stuff that were like, oh, yeah. Because he said, I explain Brazilian music to my students like this. And he showed me clapping hands. I don't know if he did that with you, but I was like, it was perfect. It was perfect. I cannot do that. It's just, I feel that is what you feel. It's a mix of the African, the energy of it, the dancing part of it, the syncopation of it, with the harmony, because United States was introduced through Bossa Nova, and so there is a lot of harmony in it. There's Antônio Carlos Jobim and Joyce and Ivan Lins. So you can feel that, right? And there is a joy. There is a joy in it. Definitely there is. Even though the lyrics are not always joyful.
Well, I always laugh at, when I learn the lyrics to a song. Like I sang uh, Veglio Piano, and it's like it's somewhat amusing to me. It's like in every song there's the heartbreak of life itself and the joy of the love of it. In every song there's like this, which is great. It's life's balance. It's like, here, life, this is what life is.
Yeah.
It's full of passion, and it goes to the depths and it goes to the heights.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I understand what you said. I mean, of course, it's natural for you. It's just, you soak it in.
There is if
know,
you have people there that loves to read, or if you yourself, there's two books that I think are great. One is called The Mystery of Brazilian Music.
Okay.
And the other one is Rhythms of Resistance.
Say that again.
Rhythms of Resistance.
Okay.
They are two great books. I love those books.
Rhythms of Resistance and
The mystery of Brazilian
The
music.
mystery of Brazilian music. Cool. Okay. Great.
I think the beginning of my interest in doing the musical, the Brazilian Heart Celebration, I think it was brought after I read this book, The Mystery of Brazilian Music, because I remember doing something at La Vili. Remember La Vili?
Sure.
I was still singing with Samba Guru, but then I said, can you guys would like to do a show with me called The Mystery of Brazilian Music? It was the beginning of my desire of doing something like that.
Yeah. You write a lot, right?
I like to write, and I like to read. And I like it after so many years here that people would come and say, oh, I love your language. I can't understand a word, but I love your language. What are you saying? Can you say Portuguese here in my ear, please? Because the same way that I feel about French, actually. I feel like that about French.
Yeah.
And then I kept listening that. And one day I did a show that was probably the third Brazilian Heart Celebration that I did, in homage of Maria Bethânia. That's Caetano Veloso's sister. Oh. And she's well known in Brazil for bringing literature and poetry to the stage. She sings, but her show is all like intertwined with poetry and stuff like that. And I said, okay, since I'm going to pay homage to her, I'm going to do that, but all the poetry is going to be versions, translations. So my friend Peter Lowndes helped me out, and I did that. So in between the songs, I did that, and it was such a success, and it was hitting on my heart that I said, that's what I have to do. This is going to be a music from now on. It's always going to be intertwined with whatever is the theme. The text is going to be in between, So it can be quotes or poems or from different artists, depending on what I'm talking about.
So now this is a live experience you're talking about, correct? Is it videoed or?
Nah, there is. You can find on YouTube actually the best moments of Maria Bethânia. This show that I'm just talking is YouTube. So it's a promo, so it's all edited. So it goes really fast. If you want to play that, it's a great idea.
Yeah. By the way, Gary Meeks says hello.
Oh, I love him. Gary! Gary, I love him.
Gary, she loves.
I had a great pleasure to play with him, with Oscar Castro Neves. And Gary is oh my God, is a force of nature.
He's a wonderful player. And
oh my God.
I had him on too, and it was great.
It's out of this world.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun to speak with him. So the best...
It's not this one, but you have to put Katia Moraes.
The best Katia Moraes?
Maria. No, just put Katia Moraes. Go to my YouTube channel. Katia Moraes, YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, whoops, sorry. I'll get it here.
YouTube channel. That's it.
Right here, right?
And let's see if we find, go down here, go to the side to see if we find, let's see if it's here somewhere. Go ahead. Oh, there is not in this one. Okay, right. So put Katia Moraes and then put Maria Bethânia, Bethania. Let's see if it goes there. Yeah, this one, the third Brazilian Heart, Maria Bethânia Celebration. This is the beginning of the show.
Okay.
My friend is dancing among the audience.
chamou. Aí eu cheguei vestido de rei no tambor. E eu cheguei vestido de rei. Vou virado pelo mundo do sertão, mas ainda viro esse mundo em festa, trabalho e pano. Virado será mundo e vira mundo verão. Um virador vestido, astuto, não e ladrão. Ser virado pelo mundo que virado vertigão. Ainda viro esse mundo em festa, trabalho e pano.
You see the book I'm reading?
Yeah.
All around the band were books on the floor.
All around the band?
On the floor, all around the stage, there were books. My friend Kana Shimanuki singing with me.
Morena da cor de Madalena, não tens pena de mim, que vivo tonto pelo teu olhar. É melhor ser alegre que ser triste, a alegria é a melhor coisa que existe. É assim como a luz no coração. Mas pra fazer um samba com beleza é preciso um bocado de tristeza, é preciso um bocado de tristeza, senão não se faz. Ah, não. Galoneiro, volume maior. Galoneiro, volume maior. E não te engane. Oh, meu pai do céu, na terra é carnaval, chamo o pessoal para descer pra ver filho gigante. Rainha dos raios, rainha dos raios. Derrubou, derrubou e demorei. E demorei. Hoje eu ouço as canções que você fez pra mim. Não sei por que razão tudo mudou assim. Ficaram as canções, mas você não ficou. Quem não rezou a pena de dom cantor. Quem não seguiu o Joãozinho deixa a dor. Quem não amou a elegância sutil te mandou. Quem não levou o caminho pode ser reconverso. Viver e não ter a vergonha de ser feliz. Cantar e cantar e cantar a beleza de ser uma terra aprendiz. Eu sei que a vida devia ser bem melhor e será, mas isso não impede que ela é bonita. É bonita e é bonita. E a vida que é.
That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's really amazing. What? You're such a strong performer.
Oh boy,
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this show. So this is the beginning of the musical. After that, I only did the musicals with text, intertwining. So to introduce people the poetry behind, because you love that, you love the harmony and everything. You don't understand what the story is about. So
Yeah. It's terrific. Yeah, really amazing.
okay.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, I was curious. I know you said you haven't really been schooled. Is that correct?
Yeah.
As a singer too, you haven't been schooled.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
did like a few lessons here and there. That's
yeah.
it.
As a singer, do you warm up? Do you train your voice at all?
Actually, every day because I have my lessons with Zumago, my teacher that I was taking classes from Chicago. He would fly here, and I would have a class. So I'm still in this pandemic. I listen to every day and do my exercises. My thing is, like 2 years ago, I lost my voice. I had never lost my voice. And I got really scared. I went to the doctor, and there was a little thing and blah, blah, blah. And I got scared. So I'm in the moment of my life that I feel like that I'm singing scared to sing. And I'm trying to my best to get this thing out of me. So I don't know what to say. I'm working on it. But
Yeah,
yes, I warm up.
yeah.
Didn't 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 before. I started warming up here. And actually, when I was in Brazil with a rock band, we went to a audiologist because we are losing our getting hoarse and everything because we didn't understand anything. So that was the first one that told me little things to do. Actually, talking about in a pitch that would be higher.
Yeah, but you know what? You really don't have to go that high necessarily, just not down here, you know? So you could be like in your middle and talking, that's okay. And also a good suggestion, if you don't mind, is talking musically, which you do anyway. But when you talk musically, you're giving your chords a break and you're not usually not pushing to do that. So
Thank you.
yeah, that's easy to do.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Yeah. Well, I understand that. I mean, even from like when I was in college, hadn't studied before college, and even college, I went to Berkeley, but at the time they didn't have vocal. So I was there for flute, and I was singing, I was working, and I got nodes. I didn't know what I was doing. And then I started seeing somebody, and then when I came to LA, I've had a long history of, I guess, slightly unusual teachers, but um, in the last bunch of years, I have this chronic cough that I've had for 20 years. So I think I was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I was really unhappy with how my voice was sounding, or not sounding, being produced. It didn't feel good. I didn't like listening to myself. It wasn't good. And I actually almost decided to stop. And
I hear
I
you.
I actually didn't stop because my friend Dan was contributing to me financially, like, for projects. And and that was actually why I didn't stop first. Then I discovered this teacher, and it's fun. And it also, may I say, that I was teaching people great, but when it came to myself, it was different. And so I went to this teacher who really gets me. He's spiritual, and he gets that I'm a teacher, and he gets I'm a jazz singer and all of this. And as I was telling you before, I really go through some deep stuff when I'm taking a lesson, And as a matter of fact, one time I went to his house. I learned to not drive right away because I got into an accident on the way home. It was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to drive like right after I see him because I'm just going to settle down and
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but now I feel like I'm discovering some really wonderful things about singing, and it just feels so much better. So I understand totally
Yeah.
what you're going through.
Steering emotions. Shh.
Yeah, yeah.
Never thought about it. But yeah, did you have you done therapy, psychotherapy?
Well, yes and no. I did when I was younger, and then when I came out here, I studied Scientology for 17 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I've been out of Scientology for about 9 years. But the good thing
I
about,
want to say congratulations.
thank you. But the good thing about Scientology, there were certain things that I learned that were super valuable. There were some basic truths that me, as the person I was, took and applied, and it was really wonderful. And then, so after that, I listened to various people, but anytime I tried to tap into somebody, who was doing it super intensely, it was kind of like, well, I already know that. From the Scientology training, and so it's like, well, I can use some of it, and other things like, for instance, like The Artist Way. Are you familiar with that book? Okay, so the 20-minute writing in the morning, incredibly valuable. It works great. Kenny Werner's book, Stephen Nachmanovich's book, Free Play and the Art of Improvisation and Life in the Arts. I mean, so that's what these days, besides speaking to friends and people who are spiritually inclined, I get into these books. Like I have the Deepak Chopra book, How to Find God, by my bed. And every time I read a chapter, I get huge shifts, So that's what I'm doing.
Well, the beautiful thing about getting older and wiser is, if we are conscious, right, is to look back and to see where we came from and what made us get into the field of arts. So when I look back, that I have all this joy because of my personality. It just, that's the way that I express myself, with so much joy. And then when I lost my mom, and it was a period that was very, very intense, and that band, the rock and roll band, came exactly after that, after she passed. So I have so much a mix of energy and anger too, but joyful, that was masked, that I didn't know. So all that was on stage. But again, I didn't have the methodology, the discipline to, or the consciousness of understanding that my vocals was an art, but also needed to be taken care. It needed to develop. And there was no understanding about that. I wasn't conscious about that. And this came really later, came a little bit in Brazil, but this came a little later here too, where the people that I was surrounded by had more an understanding of that, of this craft, of developing the craft that I didn't know. Because, and the other thing too, since I came to art in so broad passion for, it was a broad passion for the art, because I never look at singing only. Singing was a part of it. It was singing, was the body expression, was writing. It was a bunch of things there. I never really stopped to see each part of it. So in some respect, unfortunately, I didn't develop each section that I would love to have developed each section. So I feel awkward because of that, because I have a limit. A limit here, a limit there. So what you see is like, yes, a singer on the stage, I express myself so much, I have this energy. Yes, I can get by with my singing, but I know inside of myself that I can do so much more, but so much more.
I totally get it. That makes me, really, frankly, it makes me want to cry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I get it. I really get it. It's really personal, and somebody like you, and myself too. As I grew up, I bet this happened to you too. As I grew up, people would always say, "Oh yeah, she's gonna be something big," When I was 17, I had a little flip out moment, and part of that flip out moment was anger at people saying that, because I didn't feel that was true. I felt like I was hiding something, and that that I was angry about it. It was very interesting,
Yeah. And there is
Yeah.
a mix of low self-esteem depending on what you're going through your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes is that.
Yeah. 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 And that's probably why we have so much empathy for people as well, you know, because everybody, it's not just you and I in this situation, but we all come from some kind of damage. There's always a little damage
Oh
growing up,
yeah.
you know, and you come from that, and you're open to other people's pain, you know, situations. Sometimes, especially as a teacher, I see it a lot. You know, people come, they're trusting me to be in my presence and to listen to what I have to say. And it's really interesting how empathy is, you know, it leads me in a different place with different people, you know.
Yeah.
And
So important. Oh my God, so
yeah, it really
important. So
is.
important.
Yeah, yeah,
I was watching and LA can be a really cruel city, and very cruel city with producers and stuff too. Last night, I decided to watch this David Foster documentary on Netflix. Oh my God, I just want to punch him. 'Cause in some regards, he knows that. He did a lot of shit when he was young and was a bull, you know. And so I it's hard for me to accept the bulliness of lots of people in the industry.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
talking about
Interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
damaging, you know. That's why I like the posts that Gary makes post when he's a teacher and things that he says, you know, and so important. So important.
Yeah, yeah, we talked about that. Thank you, Gary. Yeah,
Yes.
he posted a link. He said check it out on your own. But he posted a link. Corcovado Oscar Castellanos.
Ah, sweetheart. Sweetheart.
Uh,
We went to Australia to do a show there, the
uh,
Sydney Festival with Oscar.
uh,
An incredible band. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was Abraham Laboriel, Gary Mix. Um, Gary can reminds me too because I'm getting a little older, and um, Alex, Oscar. Yeah, well, I will remember.
yeah,
And someone put it there, and I love Oscar. You know, was a great friend. I learned a lot with him. It's not about music; it's about a human being, and it was really hard to lose him.
yeah.
You know, but I'm glad I went to the hospital actually when he was in his last day. It
Um,
was it was hard. Hey,
that's always, but it's comforting to actually be there for the last day. You know. Yeah,
yeah, because it wasn't. Yeah, I got to say goodbye.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
something about, you know,
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
My mom too. Yeah.
yeah. By the
Hey, lots of things we're learning.
By the way, Gary said Alex, Don Gruson,
Yes.
Charlie Bisharat.
Yes. On violin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a band. Ah! Ah! I was like peeing my pants. First time I went rehearsing with them, I was like, okay, be cool, Katya. And I was like, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that must have been fabulous. By the way, I have a few comments. Michael Lyle, he said he loves you. That you
Oh,
went to Grove together.
thank you.
And Priscilla, I'm not sure if you know Priscilla. Priscilla Valju. You know, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Priscilla. Valdejuli.
Okay.
She said she loves Rio. When she was a young woman, she worked with Globo TV. Yeah.
Thank you. Obrigada.
And Gary said you sang beautifully.
You're a sweetheart.
Yeah. So how does it feel working in a situation like that? I mean, obviously you were blown away, but I mean, is it like heaven on earth? And
When I worked with them,
yeah, in that situation.
It is so much joy. Because Oscar himself, he used to tell me, "This is my dream band." He said that
Yeah,
he would feel so good surrounded by each one of them.
yeah.
I remember once when I was not singing with Oscar, I went to see his show with Eliane Elias on piano and Toots Tillman.
Ugh.
And Toots Tillman and Oscar, I don't know which one had more energy. It's unbelievable. So I saw it's like this. You see yourself in the people, right?
Yeah,
And I saw myself in Oscar and his energy and his brightness and joy, and all of them were that. And I had the honor to spend time with each one of them, and they were so caring, so kind to me. And said, "These guys are incredible monster players, and they are kind people." That's everything you want in life, to work with people that are so talented and kind,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
that embrace you.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So this is one of the things that you have to learn in life too. I didn't have a clue about that, but how to surround yourself, to choose the people that you work with, if you can,
yeah,
for
yeah,
each project that you do, so you feel comfortable to learn and progress together with them.
yeah, yeah,
And here in LA was like, okay, but who can play the music that I play?
yeah,
So you don't have much choice. So you have to pinpoint and work here, work there. Sometimes it's not your generation, so there is a lack of understanding culturally and generational, differences as well.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, totally.
a
I
lot of
can
things.
totally understand that. Yeah. Um, I'm guessing it's a little different style, but like Stefan Oberhoff, right? He's kind of a different style.
It's definitely, he's very meticulous and very polished. And I understand that. I'm not the polished singer.
Yeah,
I'm not a bossa nova lover myself.
yeah.
I like different things. So we played together for a while,
Oh,
and it's incredible. He was kind and embraced me too, but it's not exactly 100% my style.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. He
yeah.
has a beautiful, actually, project that I respect.
It's really beautiful. Yeah. Gary's going away because he has to teach.
Ah, Gary, have a good class, man. I love you.
So, yeah, what was I going to say? Was it about Stefan or just, no, I don't think so. It was about, I'm not sure. I don't
I
remember.
leave. Okay. I was lucky to have Samba Guru, the band, and the guy that we did songs together with, Bill Brando. You know Bill Brando, the keyboard player, the
No,
piano player.
I
He
don't.
played with Sergio Mendes for a long time.
Okay.
And then we had this band together too. So we developed this. He was a melody maker, and I could, work on my craft as being a lyricist as well. So I have all these beautiful songs by Samba Guru, that I love to death, the songs. Most of them, some of them I could, uh, had arranged by J.P. Moran, that was a guitar player, and he arranged for a trio, a quartet, because we had a 6-piece band before. But now I don't know where I am because all the songs are past. So I'm doing a video actually of a new song that I did on my ukulele.
That's cool.
But I'm reinventing myself.
I know what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring up that last year I happened to come across a Javan concert on YouTube. I was so blown away. Wow. I mean, I always loved Javan, but I had never seen him, live, and I just couldn't believe how hard he worked, and for hours, like 2 hours straight, no break, and all that energy and all that music, and just continued and continued. It was really an amazing watch.
Lovely. There is one that I talking about composers. All my generation, the composers that I like from my
Yeah.
generation are all getting old. Caetano Veloso, Milton Nascimento,
Yeah.
Gilberto Gil, Djavan. They're all getting old. So we are now like watching who is going to be the new generation of beautiful composers.
Yeah.
Ivan Lins just turned 75. They're
Yeah.
all like that. And I'm like, oh my God, who is going to be, we are going through this change in the world, you know, and Brazil is such a unique thing, but where this beauty, this harmonies and this craft is going, I don't know. um I'm a little worried about yeah.
You're worried about life in general, or what Brazil is going to go through
About
musically?
the quality of music, the quality of composition,
Yeah.
you know. There is two ladies that I have to talk that are so incredible. One is Joyce. I don't know if you know Joyce,
Yeah.
a singer songwriter. She is amazing and she is up there, incredible quality. And the other one is a singer that is younger, called Monica Salmasso.
Yeah.
Monica, she
Very.
created this thing on Facebook that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
brings people and invite them. She is amazing.
Yeah, she's really great. As a matter of fact, my friend Dan has this like constantly. He has constantly her stuff up on his Facebook, and he had introduced me to her a few years ago. You know,
Yeah.
really great singer, and yeah, that show. In fact, when she first started doing it, or when I was first aware of it, I wondered how she was doing it, like actually physically, because it looked like they were responding to each other, not just like, okay, I'll send you
The
my.
way they film,
Yeah,
looking to the side.
yeah, yeah. I really would love to know how she does that because it's so wonderful, you know. But she's really, boy,
Yeah.
she is a great singer. And so she's a composer as well.
Good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I haven't seen her as that. No.
Yeah.
There is a piano player too, new generation too. Delia Fischer, piano player, and great too. I have been following her on YouTube. She has been doing lives, thematic lives, paying homage to Egberto Gismonti, Van Lins, and other people, and has an incredible work as well. I love it.
Oh, cool. I'm surprised that more people aren't asking questions about Brazilian music or, you know, but anyway, maybe they just like me sometimes don't have a question. Hey, here's the song that I've been studying lately.
Luisa.
Oh God, I love this song so much, and I actually I'm playing through it on flute a lot just to really get it into my soul, and also to have something to play. But I also got this from Ted Falcon. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but this is the book that he put together for his class in Brazil.
He is incredible. Yeah.
I thought, you know, if I could learn a few, you know,
Yeah.
songs, Brazilian songs that give me kind of an intro, and I don't have to read them, but I can
Do you play flute on your shows?
I don't. I mean,
Why not?
here's what I do. This is the biggest thing I do.
No way.
Yeah, because I'm not okay. So I played it at Berkeley in college.
Exactly.
Then I basically put it down for years. But 2 months ago I picked it up, and I was really glad to pick it up because I always liked the way it felt in my hands, and I got a nice embouchure actually going now. It's like, oh yeah, I don't have to tighten up. I can just really loosen up and get the quality of a natural, beautiful tone. And so
Are you practicing Luisa on the flute?
I am.
Come on, play a little for me.
I'll play about 2 bars maybe.
Okay.
Or 4 bars. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how many bars. I have to take this ring off. Oh, now I'm nervous.
it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Oh, keep going, please, please, please.
Okay.
Keep going.
Oh, here we are. Uh, oh! Oh, okay.
Lindo.
Now everybody has heard me play flute.
Lindo. Yeah, I think you should play in your show.
Yeah, maybe I'll really learn that song and then.
I love when people, I know the singers play a little bit of instrument too, and this goes for me as well. Everybody.
Yeah, I do play a little piano, and I used to play guitar, but I haven't done that for a long time. But yeah, piano. Some people say, "Oh, yeah, you play piano," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, not really."
No.
Let's see. What is Monica's last name? Spell Monica's last name. S. What is it?
Salmaso. Salmaso. Salmaso.
Salmaso. Monica Salmaso.
Yeah.
And the other musician, Bella Fisher.
Delia, Delia.
Delia.
And then Fisher, Fischer.
Okay.
Delia Fisher. They all both has YouTube channels.
Okay.
And nowadays, it's a movement. Go to all your friends, musicians, find the YouTube channel and subscribe. It's just a push of a button. Go there, subscribe to my tube. Everybody, do that.
Okay. That's
Maybe,
great.
who knows, one day we're gonna get 1 cent out of it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd, well, it's not kind of, it's an odd time for people wanting to make money, in music. And who was I talking to? I was talking to Joey Sellers, the trombone player. He's head of the music department at the Orange County University. I can't remember which one, but he said that he always, in the beginning of the class, for the semester, he gives his famous speech about, don't expect to be here because you're going to make money. He said, this is about making art, and you have to decide. I mean, do you want to try and go make money? This is probably, you might get into the business class instead.
Unless you're David Foster.
I don't know if I want to see that Netflix.
Oh my God. Well, the incredible artist is speaking about the process and everything. But one big one was the Chicago. That part of the documentary was like that. And he came to and just said, okay, all this is shit. What you guys are doing. It was a little hard. I met him.
Oh, you did?
I met him. He sent me an email to help him coach a singer that was doing a duet with Andrea Bocelli in a CD like Christmas. No, it wasn't Christmas song. It was something else.
Yeah.
So I went there in his studio at his home to help him out with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is what it is. It's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one guy that came to La Ville years ago and was one composer. Remember that song? Ba-da-ba-da-da?
Yes.
Was something about the Addams Family?
Yes, it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So he was like, selling himself as a producer and everything, sit there on the front, watch the band, da, da, da. And after the show, he came to me and said, it's all great, you sing great, but, there's not enough boobs.
Oh, God.
So the things that we hear in this business is just ridiculous.
Oh, boy.
That's another conversation about,
Yeah.
about bullying, about abuse, and that kind of thing for women in a world that is full. We are surrounded by men most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that is another conversation. I remember years ago, the jazz singer community, we used to have like these parties. This was many years ago. And like at one party, we decided to tell all our horror stories, And there was quite a few. There was one girl who, with her sister, went for some kind of audition, and they separated them, like different rooms, and they were each asked to take their shirts off.
Oh, shit.
One sister did not, and the other sister did. I mean, and the other
Weinstein
sister to get
vibe.
her. Yeah, just crazy stuff.
Yeah, I have some stories too. I have a Brazilian friend here too, that told me a story about her too, about taking pictures, photographers, taking advantage and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we go through a lot of things. Yeah. Yeah. I was attacked when I was 19 in Brazil, in Rio, close by to my house, getting away, coming home from university. It wasn't easy. No, so there is a lot of things. What we see on the stage, you pretty much can get a little bit. Sometimes we have ghosts, and we have to work on our ghosts, and yeah.
Yeah, speaking to you makes me, about all these things. It makes me really feel very emotional.
You see, you talk about joy, right? Seeing a lot of energy on the stage, performing joy and joy. But there is a lot of internal things.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the more that almost the more internal things that are there, the more you want to get it out while you're up there, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, you need to polish that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it can be out of control in your relationships with everybody that you work at home and stuff. So I would say yoga and meditation is something that is part of my life now for the last maybe 12 years or something like that. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So spirituality is very important.
Yeah, yeah.
You're looking to see if someone asked a question?
No, I just was thinking. I was like, oh, I'd like to talk a little more about the art. I'd like to, once again, show your art, and maybe I should go to your website, huh? And show
like
it.
I said, katiamoraes.com has it. Now I created this thing that I said is a CD, and CD comes with one card, or you can get, it's a Singers Series 5 or 4 cards collection. So the cards are blank, so you do whatever you want. And on the back, there is a quote of a singer-songwriter, right? In Portuguese and with a translation. So you can have it. I created that there.
Love that one.
And Cathy, sweetheart, got the 2 versions because I have a singer-songwriter, Singer Series 1, Singer Series 2.
That's an amazing one.
Yeah. And like I said, I have the original ones. And if someone wants to buy 2 and frame, excellent. One thing that I didn't mention is maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I started going to my gigs and sketching my friends, my musicians friends.
Yeah.
right? Using this drawing exercise called blind contour. So I would do that, come home, and then work on the colors and do little details. And I end up with probably around 40 of them. So the first exhibition that I did here on my garden, my backyard, was that, because I wanted to do at the Brazilian consulate. But when they changed the consul, everything changed.
Yeah.
Are you still there? Because I can't see it.
I'm still here. I actually,
That's the page.
yeah, I wanted to bring that up,
The
and
Brazilian heart.
you can still talk. I'm just we're just looking.
So
Now,
I did the sketch, all of them.
this
And the
one,
first
this one. No, I'm just curious. Why is this part of the singer series?
actually was not, but I did this last time, because when I started doing the Brazilian heart art exhibition, this became the logo for the Brazilian heart art exhibition.
Okay.
So I started using this one because it's very different from everything else. This one is a watercolor, and everything else is like, or acrylic, Sharpie mixed with acrylic.
Oh, God.
So this is, again, is based on friends, a photograph of friends after a gig.
All of these.
This one's, yeah, this is Clarice Cass that plays percussion with me on the left. In the middle was a guy that was playing percussion on Viver Brazil Dance Company. You know, that was a picture that was taken, and then I brought home one day. I looked and I said, oh, let me transform this into a card. The next one is Gilberto Gil, based on one of his LPs made a long time ago. And one day I used that for a show. I blew it and I put in a part of a show that was celebrating his life.
Beautiful.
This is my yoga Kundalini,
Oh, this is great.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That is so cool.
This is part of the singer series.
Yep.
My
Really.
healer.
Oh,
This is a collage.
wow.
It's not a card yet. I don't know. I have to find the best quote to go with that.
Do you sell the originals, like when you sell the bigger pieces, or do you sell?
Yeah, people can buy these pieces, the real pieces. And they are all like 8 by 11 or something like that. They are not big. This is all about being grateful, gratidão, of course.
It's great. Yeah, man, you are so great.
This one I used in a show at Aratani Theater in downtown LA when I did a show in 2015. The producer of the show said, Katia, why don't you blow this behind the band during the show?
Oh.
So she changed the images depending on the music I was playing. And this was one of them.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. My wise friend, Owl.
That's great.
My little bird person.
Wow, this is beautiful.
This is after a show again, on the dressing room, coming all excited after the show. We are like, oh, let's take a picture. We took a picture, like hugging ourselves. This is the first time, Elis Regina whispered in my ear. Elis Regina is my idol. So you can see little musical notes coming out of her mouth.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The first time she whispered in my ears.
Okay, no, it's not part of the singer series.
Not this one yet.
Maybe, I guess you're going to come up with the third singer series, right?
Yes, definitely. I'm going to be coming with new cards, I think.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I like that one too.
Oh.
And what did I write? A peacock, so, my peacock soul, my peacock soul, my peacock soul. Integrity, true colors, protection, watchfulness, nobility, holiness.
Beautiful, really beautiful.
This is the first time that I did an exhibition. It's called Terra Dourada. Terra means land, And on the bottom of this piece, it was adorada, adored, adored land. It's part of the Brazilian anthem. And what I did is, this piece is big, and in the middle, I put, the way I started was a bunch of Band-Aids, because Brazil was going through a lot of demonstrations in the street. People were really pissed off. And I started with Band-Aids. And after the Band-Aids, I start throwing colors and colors, trying to mend my culture, mend my country. And then I put Band-Aids like holding each letter. And under each letter, people that were seeing, watching the exhibition, they could move the letter up. And when they moved the letter up, there was a picture of a demonstration scene underneath.
Wow, cool. Wow.
Again, another one too, you know, the Band-Aids trying to mend.
Cool. Wow, really beautiful.
Yeah,
I know you have hundreds, so we'll look at a few more. But I mean, still, wow, it's
part of an exhibition and show. Remember that I told you the first time that I came home, and then I had a show and decided to put all the pieces together and do a show and exhibition. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect, but how did you decide on the color behind? Because, you know, that's like important.
That was a friend of mine. He's a set designer. And I came with the pieces, and he brought from home the colors, and then he set the whole room.
Beautiful. Yeah, your colors are beautiful. Oh yeah, this one. This is fax paper, right? So it's all one piece, right?
Yes, it's a fax paper. And it was a journal. Every day I would open and do one thing. And every day I would open again, do another one. And then when I finished the whole thing, my friend from Ubatuba Saí in Tarzana, she said, why don't you put it here on the wall?
Cool.
Oh, this is the projection.
Oh, yeah.
That is
great. Wow, cool. Very, very cool.
The one that you like, the Indian soul, I called.
Yeah. Yeah, that is just great. The space is just so alive.
Yes. I really love this one. And there is like 2 people interested, and at the end they didn't buy it. But I was like, come on, bring me home, because I love this one. I want to find a good home.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, you are too cool. You're too cool, man.
Ay, but I have a warm heart. I know there's lots to talk about. I know. I'm sorry if we spoke more about visual art than music.
No. I mean, it's all like you were saying. You said, my story is simple. I was born in Rio de Janeiro, Portuguese mom, father from Espírito Santo, love to sing, dance, write, mediate. I put in paint, by the way, and contemplate nature. Art is my gift in life. Want to create something wonderful with me? You know, I mean, that's great.
I love that. I love when people send an email back from the website, you know, with this question. You want to create something with me? Yes, I do. I want to do this and this and that. There's a friend of mine actually last week that asked me if I could paint on canvas, because I don't paint on canvas. So he challenged me. So I'm gonna try.
Cool. We're coming to 2 hours. I don't have to hit it on the dot, but I'm curious to know, do you want to share any? I mean, we've talked about a lot of great stuff. Do you want to tell people anything? Do you want to? Well, it would be nice to watch another YouTube on you. And my friend Kanga Lavrado says, such a profound, talented, kind, and enlightened woman. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It takes one to know one.
That's true.
Right? I would say there is this song here that I did. It's an EP called Mistureba. And mistureba means, how do you say, hodgepodge. That's what I talking here in this record about the hodgepodge that I am. So I say mistureba is a Brazilian slang and means hodgepodge. And in this song, I say I'm a mix of all human beings who came before me and the people who crossed my life so far. They all speak inside of me, from ancestors to teachers, friends, and even not so friendly human beings. Mistureba.
That's great.
Yeah. I'm here. Yeah, I'm doing a new video of a new song. So it's coming up probably less than a month. So I'm trying to different ways to keep the art alive. You know, I was going to do a show at LACMA that on June 20, and the producer now is working on having something online. So record that in a room with social distance so we can still have the show, but online. Let's see how it's going to be.
Okay, so we know we have to subscribe to Katia's Facebook, and we also
YouTube channel,
YouTube
all the above.
channel. We also have to watch on Instagram.
Oh yeah, and today is Ricky Pantoja, pianist, arranger, composer.
Yes.
And Friday, Flora Purim.
And Friday, Flora Purim. I gotta, you know, yeah. Is that the kind of thing that we can watch after?
Yes, I'm gonna save and leave it on my page on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
call
'cause
it.
I actually have an interview at that time, so
So good.
yeah. So I wanna come, Flora and Katia.
Cathy, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. I love those bate-papos. We call bate-papo. Hangout is bate-papo.
Bate-papo.
Bate-papo means beat this part here.
What?
Beat this.
Oh.
How do you call this part?
The chin, the underneath.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
You know, the chicken sometimes have a little thing here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Papo.
these are jowls. This is, I forget the name of that.
So
Yeah.
it's beating this. It's bate-papo. Because you do that.
That's great. Bate-papo.
Bate-papo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing all these memories.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And any moment, today's mail possibly, or tomorrow's mail, I'll be getting my Singer series
Yes,
cards.
definitely.
I highly suggest that you get them. They're so beautiful. And good luck in all of this beautiful stuff, beautiful art that you're putting out. And thank you for being courageous.
Oh my, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inspiring me to keep being courageous. We all need that right now. You were doing that, interviewing friends and people around, and because we need all this inspiration to keep going.
Yeah.
And people need to vote to change this whole thing.
Vote.
Vote here, vote in Brazil. It's, yeah.
Yeah, vote.
Yeah, and work with yourself. Take the time now to work in your inner self, because we are going through transformation and we need a new world.
Yes, absolutely. Just want to say that tomorrow I have a day off, and then Friday I have Greg Perret on, and then Saturday I have Ralph Humphrey, and Sunday Jennifer Lightham. I'll just say a few things into the next week. Andrea Wolper and Ken Filiano out of New York, and then actually Tuesday the 14th is the 100th day I've been doing this.
Whoa!
And because
congratulations.
Thank you. Because of a few friends, they convinced me that we should interview me.
Yes.
So
yes. I did that for my birthday on June 25th.
Oh.
So
cool.
When I saw your email, I said, yes, go for it. Yay.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. I'm in good company. And then also Thursday, this Thursday, which is tomorrow, I am being interviewed on Eva Simontoni's interview. She's out of Italy, and she's an old friend of mine, and so she's interviewing me tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So anyway, yeah, there's so
So
much.
you are Leo?
I'm a Gemini.
You're Gemini.
Yeah, I was. My birthday was May 28th.
Ah, past. Gemini. You like here, you like there, you like.
Yes, I really am a Gemini. In my
Right.
12 houses, I have no Earth.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my. So you have to pull yourself sometimes. Come
Yeah.
down a little.
Yeah, exactly. My husband has a totally balanced 12 houses, totally balanced. So, and I think that's what attracted me to him in the beginning. You know, he was so balanced, and I was not, and so I was attractive to him. So
Yeah.
it's a really good combination. You know, we work well together.
Good. Good for you. I'm going to be celebrating 25 years of marriage on July 22nd.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
5 years.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
From
much.
the bottom of my heart. And thank you for everybody that showed up.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. See you tomorrow if you want to come on my own interview. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.